Everyone, life has a way of throwing us into the deep, doesn't it? One moment you're standing strong, and the next you're wondering how you'll ever get back up. But let me tell you something, there is a version of you on the other side of this struggle that is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can even imagine. The greatest advice you will ever receive is this: don't stop. I know it sounds simple, but it is the hardest thing to do when life is pressing you down. When you feel overlooked, underappreciated, when the doors keep closing, when your heart is breaking, everything in you will want to stop. Stop believing, stop trying, stop hoping. But hear me, don't stop. Life has a way of testing our strength, our patience, and our faith. There are moments when the weight of our struggles feels unbearable, when every step forward seems to come with resistance, and when giving up appears to be the only logical option. But let me remind you, if you stop now, you will never see the full picture of what was meant for you. The greatest advice you will ever receive is simple yet powerful: don't stop. Stopping is easy. It's easy to retreat when life gets hard. It's easy to let fear dictate your actions, to allow doubt to settle into your mind, and to convince yourself that maybe you weren't meant for more. But here's the truth. Every great story, every testimony of victory, every moment of breakthrough was only made possible because someone refused to stop. The people who reach success, who transform their lives, and who experience true joy are not always the most talented or the most fortunate. They're the ones who simply refuse to quit. When life presents obstacles, it's tempting to think that setbacks mean you're on the wrong path, but challenges do not signal failure. They are proof that you are in motion. A person standing still doesn't experience resistance. It's the ones who dare to step forward, to reach higher, and to chase after their dreams that feel the weight of life's battles. If you're struggling, that's a sign that you're moving. It's a sign that you're trying, that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone, and that you're in the process of becoming. Think about all the times you've wanted to stop. Maybe it was after a rejection, when you felt unworthy of love or success. Maybe it was when you lost something or someone dear to you, and the pain made you question if you had the strength to keep going. Maybe it was when your dreams felt too big, too far away, and you convinced yourself that someone like you could never achieve them. But what if you had stopped? What if you had walked away from the path that was leading you towards something greater? The truth is, you will never know what's on the other side of your struggle if you quit now. Many of the most successful people in history had every reason to stop, but they didn't. They faced failure after failure, rejection after rejection, yet they kept moving forward. They understood that the journey would be difficult, but they also knew that their purpose was greater than their pain. That same truth applies to you. You were not created to live a life of defeat. You were not placed on this earth to stop halfway. If you have a vision, a dream, or even just a desire in your heart to become something more, that is your sign to keep going. Recognize that perseverance does not mean ignoring pain or pretending that difficulties don't exist. It means acknowledging the struggle, feeling the emotions, and still making the decision to move forward. Strength is not the absence of fear, doubt, or exhaustion. It's the ability to push through them. Every time you choose to keep going despite the obstacles, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The road ahead will not always be clear. Sometimes you won't be able to see the next step. You will have moments of uncertainty where it feels like you're walking in the dark, unsure of where you're going. But don't stop. Even when you don't have all the answers, keep moving. Even when progress feels slow, trust that every step is leading you somewhere. Growth happens in the journey, not just in the destination. If you're struggling right now, if you're questioning whether or not you should keep going, let this be your reminder. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up, keep believing, keep pushing, keep fighting for the life you deserve, because one day you will look back at this moment and you will be grateful that you didn't stop. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It has a way of revealing who we are, what we are made of, and how strong we can be. No one enjoys going through hardship, and when we experience pain, our first instinct is often to escape it. We want to run from it, numb it, or avoid it altogether. But what if I told you that pain is not meant to destroy you? What if I told you that pain has a purpose? Every struggle, every setback, and every difficult moment you have faced has been shaping you into the person you are becoming. Pain refines us. It strips away the things that no longer serve us and forces us to grow in ways we never thought possible. Think about the most challenging experiences of your life. At the time, they may have felt unbearable, but looking back, you can see how they strengthen you. You are wiser, more resilient, and more aware of your worth because of what you went through. We often pray for strength, but strength is not given, it is built. You don't develop endurance when everything is easy. You don't learn resilience when life is always comfortable. The very thing you are trying to avoid may be the very thing that is preparing you for your next level. Sometimes pain is not a punishment, but a preparation. It is equipping you for something greater. Growth is painful. It requires sacrifice. It requires letting go of old habits, mindsets, and sometimes even people who no longer align with your purpose. That process is not easy, but it is necessary. If you never face discomfort, you would never change. You would never evolve into the person you were meant to be. It's important to understand that pain does not mean failure. Just because you are struggling does not mean you are losing. In fact, pain often means you are in transition. You are being stretched beyond your limits because there is something greater on the other side of your endurance. Just like a seed must break open before it can grow, you too must go through breaking moments to step into your full potential. Many of us want purpose without pain, but the two often go hand in hand. Some of the most powerful people in history were shaped by struggle. Their pain became the foundation of their purpose. They took what was meant to break them and used it to build something greater. And so can you. The challenge is shifting your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Instead of focusing on how hard it is, focus on what you are gaining from the experience. Are you learning patience? Are you developing resilience? Are you becoming more disciplined? The moment you start seeing pain as a tool for growth, everything changes. This doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of your struggles. Pain is real. It hurts. There will be moments when you feel like you can't take another step. But even in those moments, remind yourself that this is temporary. You will not always feel this way. The storm will pass, and when it does, you will emerge stronger than before. If you are in a season of pain right now, don't rush the process. Don't try to skip the lessons that this moment is trying to teach you. Allow yourself to feel, to heal, and to grow, because one day the very thing that caused you pain will be the reason you inspire others. One day you will look back and realize that your struggle was not wasted. It was building you, molding you, and leading you exactly where you were meant to be. Pain has a purpose. Trust that what you are going through is not in vain. Keep going, keep believing, keep growing. One day you will understand why this chapter was necessary. There are moments in life when it feels like nothing is changing. You've been working, pushing, praying, and doing everything you can, yet the results seem invisible. You start to wonder if your efforts are in vain, if your dreams are too big, and if the breakthrough you're hoping for will ever come. But here's the truth. You are closer than you think. Just because you don't see immediate progress doesn't mean that transformation isn't happening behind the scenes. Breakthroughs don't always announce themselves. They don't come with flashing lights or loud declarations. Many times they come quietly in the moments when you least expect them. The seeds you've planted in your life, whether through hard work, discipline, faith, or perseverance, are growing even when you can't see them. Imagine a seed buried underground. It doesn't sprout instantly. It takes time, care, and the right conditions before it breaks through the soil. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean nothing is happening. The same is true for your journey. The waiting season is the most difficult part of any breakthrough. It's the period where doubt creeps in, where frustration builds, and where many people give up. But what if I told you that this season is necessary, that it is in the waiting that your character is built, your patience is tested, and your faith is strengthened? The process is preparing you for what you've been asking for. If you receive something too soon before you are ready, you won't be able to sustain it. Some of the greatest successes come right after people were about to give up. They push through just one more day, one more challenge, one more setback, and that's when everything shifted. What if your breakthrough is just one more step away? What if the very thing you've been hoping for is waiting on the other side of your perseverance? You'll never know unless you keep going. It's easy to become discouraged when you compare your journey to others. You see people reaching their goals, achieving their dreams, and living the life you desire, but you don't see their struggles, their failures, or the years of effort it took to get there. Every breakthrough has a process. No one arrives at success overnight, no matter how effortless it looks from the outside. Stay focused on your own path, knowing that what is meant for you will come at the right time. Breakthroughs also come in ways we don't always expect. Sometimes we have a picture in our mind of how things should happen, and when they don't go according to our plan, we assume nothing is working. But life has a way of unfolding in ways we couldn't predict. The opportunity you need may not come from the place you expect, but that doesn't mean it's not coming. Keep an open heart, trust the process, and be willing to adapt. In the moments when you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Think about how far you've come, the obstacles you've already overcome, and the progress you've made, even if it feels small. You are not the same person you were when you began this journey. Growth is happening within you, even if you don't see it yet. And when the breakthrough finally comes, you will realize that every struggle, every setback, and every moment of doubt was worth it. So don't stop now. You are closer than you think. What you desire, what you've been working for, what you've been hoping and praying for, it's not as far away as it seems. Keep going, keep believing, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. One day you'll look back at this moment and be grateful that you didn't give up. You are not created to live in fear, doubt, or defeat. Deep inside you is a strength that is greater than any obstacle, greater than any failure, and greater than any challenge you will ever face. But too often we forget this truth. Life has a way of making us question our worth and our ability to succeed. The voices of doubt creep in, telling us that we are not good enough, that we are not capable, that we don't have what it takes. But those voices are lies. You were created to win. Winning doesn't mean you won't struggle, doesn't mean you won't have setbacks, disappointments, or failures along the way. But winning is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. The strongest, most successful people in the world have faced rejection, failure, and hardship. The difference is they didn't let those experiences define them. They understood that every setback was a setup for a comeback, that every failure carried a lesson, and that persistence is what separates those who win from those who give up. Look at your life. Think about the things you have already survived. There were times when you thought you wouldn't make it, but here you are. There were moments when you felt too weak to continue, but somehow you found the strength to keep going. That strength is proof that you were built for more. It's proof that there is a resilience inside you that cannot be broken. If you made it through the past, you can make it through what you are facing now. Winning starts in the mind. If you believe you are defeated, you will live in defeat. If you believe you are capable, you will find a way to succeed. Your mindset shapes your reality. Every great achievement begins with the belief that it is possible. If you constantly tell yourself that you can't do something, that it's too hard, or that success is only for other people, then you are setting yourself up for failure before you even begin. But if you shift your thinking, if you start seeing yourself as capable, strong, and worthy of success, you will begin to attract opportunities and solutions instead of obstacles and excuses. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of success. It whispers that you should stay where you are, that trying something new is too risky, that stepping outside of your comfort zone will only lead to failure. But fear is a liar. The only way to overcome it is to move forward despite it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act even when you are afraid. Every time you push past fear, you weaken its power over you. Every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the thing that tried to hold you back. One of the biggest reasons people don't achieve their full potential is that they spend too much time worrying about what others think. They let the opinions of others dictate their decisions, keeping them trapped in a cycle of hesitation and self-doubt. But the truth is, no one else is living your life. No one else has your dreams, your vision, or your unique gifts. You were created with a purpose that no one else can fulfill. If you spend your life trying to please others, you will miss out on the greatness that was meant for you. Winning doesn't mean you won't face opposition. In fact, the closer you get to your purpose, the more resistance you will feel. Challenges are not a sign that you are on the wrong path. They are confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. Every great success story includes moments of struggle. The difference between those who win and those who give up is that winners refuse to let challenges stop them. They see obstacles as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. You have everything you need to succeed already inside you. The strength, the wisdom, the resilience, it's all there. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the decision to go after it. No more waiting, no more doubting, no more settling for less than you deserve. It's time to step into the power that has been within you all along. You were created to win, not just to survive, not just to get by, but to rise, to thrive, and to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The road will not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself, and never forget you were made for this. Success does not come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who take action despite uncertainty, fear, and difficulty. The truth is, you cannot wish your way into success and you cannot hope your way into purpose. At some point, you must decide that you are going to walk in it. You must step forward, even when the path is unclear, even when you are afraid, because the life you want, the dreams you have, and the impact you desire to make will never happen if you remain where you are. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right opportunity, the right time, or a sign that tells them it's okay to start. But the problem with waiting is that there will always be a reason to delay. There will always be something that is imperfect, something that makes you question whether you are ready, and something that tempts you to hold back. But the truth is, waiting does not produce results. Taking action does. You don't have to have all the answers before you begin. You don't have to be perfect to make progress. All you have to do is take the next step. Walking in your purpose means moving even when you don't have everything figured out. It means trusting that the journey will reveal what you need as you go. Too often, we think we need to have every detail mapped out before we begin, but that's not how growth works. Some lessons can only be learned through experience. Some skills can only be developed in the process. If you wait until you feel fully prepared, you will never start. And if you never start, you will never see what is truly possible for your life. Fear will try to convince you that you should stay where it's safe. It will remind you of every past failure, every weakness, and every reason why things might not work out. But fear is only powerful if you allow it to stop you. The best way to silence fear is to take action in spite of it. Every time you move forward despite your doubts, you take back control. Every time you step out in faith, you build the confidence to keep going. One of the biggest roadblocks to success is the belief that someone else has to give you permission to pursue your dreams. You may think you need validation from others, approval from society, or a sign from the universe before you take action. But the truth is, no one is going to hand you the life you want. No one is going to come and say, now is the perfect time. You have to decide for yourself that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you are ready, because the only permission you need is your own. Stepping into your purpose also requires letting go of It's easy to say, I'll start when I have more time, or I'll go after my goals when I have more resources. But if you wait for the perfect circumstances, you will stay stuck forever. The people who succeed are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who found a way despite the obstacles. They worked with what they had, took small steps when big steps weren't possible, and refused to let challenges stop them. Your dream is not meant to stay an idea in your mind. It's meant to be lived out. But the only way that happens is if you take action. Even if it's a small step, take it. Even if you don't feel ready, move forward. Progress is made one decision at a time, one action at a time, and one step at a time. And don't let the fear of failure keep you from trying. Every successful person has failed at some point. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. The only real failure is giving up. If something doesn't work, learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. The setbacks you experience are not meant to stop you. They are meant to strengthen you. You have everything you need inside of you. You are capable, strong, and worthy of success, but it is up to you to walk in it. No more waiting. No more second guessing, no more playing small. The time is now. Take action, step into your purpose, and create the life you were meant to live.